it's Pete Moore, one of PCMGuns. You've probably seen the review of this Schmeiser SP15, and I promised you a review of the scope. I shoot practical rifle in my youth with self-loaders, fantastic sport, really enjoyed myself. And though a lot of people would go with big fat scopes, like sort of 3 to 12, 3 to 15 by 56 on the rifles, I always consider them less than practical. And they made the gun too heavy as well, and for certain situations where you're freehand shooting, standing or positional, a big scope is a disadvantage. I used to use the original Colt 3x20 scope, which was designed for the AR-15 and the M16, and it has a BDC turret for the 5.56, original 5.56 round, which is 55 grain full metal jacket, called the M193 ball, used in Vietnam, used up until replaced by NATO forces with the SS-109 62 grain bullet. The whole idea about a practical rifle is it's practical. Optics are good, optics can be very practical, they can be very impractical, and I've always been a fan of compact scopes, and this is Bushnell's AR Optic. They do a family of scopes. This one to me strikes probably the best balance. It's a 1:8 by 24 on a 30mm body tube. That's the beauty of this thing, as is the reticle. Turrets are 0.1mm clicks, but they're not dialable as such. You just zero that and just leave it at that. It's illuminated. What you have got is a very nice and simple reticle, pretty much set up for 223 rem stroke 556. The reticle consists of a donut or a horseshoe, call it what it is. It's like a red semicircle as such that allows you to gather the target. Inside that is a central aiming dot, and you can zero probably the 223 zero at 200 yards because it'll shoot pretty much flat out at that distance for engaging like figure 11 targets as such. And the rest of the reticle is a ladder, and it can take you about 600 yards given that your ammunition suits that. Very simple scope. Light transmission is pretty good. It's light, fast focus, and what I do like about it is mag ring there, and in some practical conditions sometimes you're shooting at 100 yards, sometimes you're pushing it further out and you need some more mag. And what they've done, they've built in a throw lever which allows very quick operation of the mag. So say you're at 1 now and then suddenly something pops up, you can just do that and you're there with it, or just bring it back. It is a good facility. The scope is light, so as I said before, good light transmission, a clever reticle, and it's got illumination which only illuminates the donut and the centre dot, because everything else is on the reticle. And it's really that simple, and I think they're around about edging on the 500 quid. And if this had been around when I've been shooting practical rifle with my Mark II AR-15, I would have definitely got one and got rid of the 3x20 Colt scope. But today, with a lot of people shooting 2.2 rimfire AR-15s and so that sort of military rifle, but in 2.2 long rifle caliber, then this sort of scope is also ideal. Okay, the reticle may not be cut for it, but all you need to do is shoot it at distances and see what works for you. And to be brutally honest as well, you could use this for a driven bore, because again it's compact, and most shooting at driven bores are 25, 50 yards, maybe 100, but occasionally you get a long shot, which a lot of these compact scopes 1 to 4 perhaps haven't got the mag, but with this thing 1 up to 8 and you're there with it. So it's a very brief look at what I consider an exceptionally nice scope for a number of reasons. Hell, I'd even just go standard hunting with it on one of my rifles. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, like and subscribe to support my channel, I appreciate it. If you need to speak to me, then it's pmoore.shootingsports@gmail.com. Tell your friends, I'll be back with some more good stuff. So until then, good and safe shooting.